Assalamu alaikum my dear students. Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEV's Homeschool. I am Nasima Akter, Assistant Teacher of Science, National Ideal English Version School, Morning Shift. Dear students, today I am going to take a science class for class 8 students. Dear students, our today's topic is chapter 14 and today we will finish a reading of this chapter and today we also do creative question number 1. Let's see today's topic. Students, our today's topic is chapter 14 reading part 2 and creative question number 1 and lecture number is 14 and today's HW number is 11 number HW. So dear students, let's begin the class. In our previous class, we have already finished reading lesson 1 to 5. Today, we will start from lesson 6. And this is page number 156 number page. Lesson 6 and 7. Food chain and food web. You know that living beings of an ecosystem cannot live alone. For survival, they are interdependent in various ways. All the components surrounding the living beings influence the survival of organisms in different ways. Food chain. Sunlight is the source of all energy of the earth. Green plants are the producer of the ecosystem. You know, primary consumer depends on producers for food. Again, secondary consumer depends on primary consumers. Tertiary consumers live on eating secondary consumers. In this way, all organisms, both plants and animals of an ecosystem are interconnected. Interconnected serially. Consequently, there develops a food chain, the transfer of food energy from producers through a series of food levels, herbivorous primary consumers to carnivorous secondary and tertiary consumers to decomposers in the ecosystem is called food chain. Thus, the food chain is a feeding relationship in which a carnivore eats a herbivore which has been eating plants. For example, grass, insect, frog, snake, eagle. Insect eats grass, frog eats insects and snake takes food frog and eagle eats snake. This is a food chain. Now food web. You must observe there are numerous food chains in an ecosystem. Food chain does not work in isolation. Rather, most food chains connect other chains. Food chains are linked together to form a food web. Naturally, in any ecosystem, more than one food chain remain attached to each other, and this complex food chain of more than one is known as food web. Look at here, this is a picture of food web. Now, lesson 8 and 9, energy flow in the ecosystem. You know, all organisms living on earth are depends on solar energy, sunlight. So the sun is the main source of energy for the living world. Green plants trap only 2% of the total energy reached on earth and produced carbohydrate food through photosynthesis. Green plants through photosynthesis process convert solar energy to chemical energy naturally. During this process, green plants use natural compounds like water, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, iron, sulfur, etc. By this process, a bridge between living and non-living world is established. Now come to here, this is page number 158. The green plants receive the solar energy and transform it into chemical energy and initiate food chain. The flow of energy in the ecosystem takes place in this food chain. The energy content at successive trophic levels from producers to tertiary consumers gradually decreases. So it is evident that energy flows from producers to herbivores to secondary consumers, and from secondary consumers to tertiary consumers. The energy flows in this way when decomposers act on dead bodies or on garbage. Different non-living nutritive substances of ecosystem are produced. The green plants again consume them. It is understood from the fact that nutritive substances show circular movement and the flow of energy is linear. Lesson 10. Role of ecosystem in maintaining balance of nature. Ecosystem is a self-sufficient and self-regulating unit. The living organisms depends on one another. One living being binds another in the food chain. One living organism cannot get increased in number, nor can it become extinct easily. Consequently, the number of living organisms at different trophic levels remains more or less constant. Different changes may occur in nature, still the balance of nature is maintained for a long time. Let us try to understand the matter with an example. Suppose there lives tiger, deer, hog in a forest. Tigers eat deer and hogs as their food. If due to any reason the number of deer and hogs get increased in nature, the number of tiger will increase. The reason is tiger get enough food. Again, if the number of tiger get increased, the number of deer and hogs will be decreased. Thus, the number of tiger will be decreased due to inadequate food supply. Further, if the number of tiger is decreased, the number of deer and hogs will be increased. From the example, it is clear that the number of increased organisms, tiger, will be reduced soon and it returns to the previous condition. In this way, natural balance of an ecosystem is maintaining naturally. Now, students, I have finished today's topic. Now we will do multiple choice question. Look at here. Here is 1 number question. Which one of the following is primary consumer? Answer is B number, snail. And 2 number. Which one of the following food chain is correct? Among this food chain, B number is correct. Fruit, insect and bird. And now based on the following chart, answer question 3 and 4. Here is a chart, ecosystem. Here is X, a biotic components, and Y is biotic components, and it is divided into 3: producers, consumers, decomposers. Let's see the question. Which one of the following is included under C? Here is decomposer. C is decomposer, so bacteria. Answer is bacteria. Bacteria is decomposers. 4 number, in the above chart, option 1, Y is depend on X. That means Y biotic components. X is abiotic components. Y is depends on X. Abiotic components. 2 number, B is depend on A. 3 number, B is consumers and A is producers. It depends on A. Yes, it's correct. And 3 number, A and C are interdependent. A and C, producers and decomposers. Which one of the following is correct? Answer is D number. D number is correct. Now students, we will solve creative question number 1. Here is 1 number creative question. Fahim during his visit to a forest saw different types of plants and varieties of animals. They include rabbit, deer, monkey, tiger, hawk, etc. During his visit, he witnessed the felling of large trees in an area and the low presence of those animals there. Question A is, what is ecosystem? B number question is, what do you mean by decomposer? C number, make a food chain with the above mentioned animals that Fahim witnessed and explain. D number question, explain causes of decline of the number of animals in the area where felling of trees take place. Students, I have written here creative question number 1. A number answer is, question was what is ecosystem? Answer is, the living component of a particular environment is functioning and interacting with the abiotic components to form a relatively stable system called ecosystem. Now B number answer. B number question was, what do you mean by decomposer? Answer is, the microorganisms which act on dead bodies to release energy from the organism's bodies are called decomposers. Virus, bacteria and fungi are examples of decomposers. When living organisms die, decomposers act on the decays of these living organisms' bodies to release and return energy into the environment. Now C number. C number question was, make a food chain with the above mentioned animals that Fahim witnessed and explained. Answer is, for this you have to write down the food chain. Here is the grass, rabbit, tiger, decomposers. Here is cranes and monkey and tiger. Grass, here is grass and tiger is deer and frog is grass, like this. Okay, now food chains are composed of animals. Fahim has observed a parasitic food chain. In this type of food chain, grass is the producers and all other animals are consumers, because the other animals like rabbit, deer, hogs, cranes included in the food chain are herbivores. Tigers feed on herbivores. Tigers are themselves carnivorous. When a tiger dies, decomposers act on the tiger's body and decompose energy into soil, using which the soil produces grass and plants. These grass and plants then use this energy to make food. Herbivores like deer, monkey, rabbit, frog, etc. feed on these plants. Then carnivores like tiger again eat these herbivores. When the tiger dies, it is again mixed up with the soil by decomposition. These types of circular transfer and relationship between food and consumer is called food chain. Now D number. D number answer is, the reason for the decline observed in the number of animals in areas where large number of trees are cut down is that animals are parasitic and plants animals are parasitic and plants producers. Animals live on plants and take shelter under plants. Animals need food to live and this food comes from plants. Plants create food by the process of photosynthesis. In order to live, animals eat food made by plants. Whenever a large number of trees are cut down in a particular region, lack of food and shelter from the trees result in a decline in the number of animals in that area. Plants often act as shelter for animals. In the absence of sufficient plants, if there is no proper shelter, safety, food, etc., animals of any environment tend to shift from that place to another. From the above discussion, it is clear that with more trees being cut down, animals safely leaving place, food, etc., are becoming less available. As such, the overall number of animals in this region are gradually decreasing. Students, I have finished the creative question number 1. Now I will give you HW. Today's HW number is 11 number HW, and your HW will be creative question number 1D. Creative question number 1D. So dear students, I hope you have understood today's topic. Keep practice it at home and do your assigned SW in your SW copy. So dear students, stay home and we'll see you again in our next class.